Well, time to wrap up another day. May the 21st has come to a close for CNFT, and we had a reasonable day of trading. There wasn't any news to drive the markets. Markets were on hold to wait to hear what was going to come out of the FOMC. The initial reaction to the FOMC, stocks sold, and they came back. Initial reaction to gold and the treasuries, where they rallied and they came back. So nothing really conclusive there that you can put your hand on. So we're up today off of buying momentum. Bottom of the trading range at 60 was tested. Now we're probing higher to test the high end of the range, in my opinion. So just kind of technical trading. We're at the top of a trading range. Everything looks the brightest, and now we got to take out this 85 to 88 area, or we'll probably bring sellers in. We do have a higher low and a higher high, so this does favor a retest of today's highs and or higher prices. The F2 screen is quite a bit stronger. You can see nothing but P's on the F2 screen, and we've had the right kind of size in the buying mix too. The larger institutions were not afraid to get long today. Volumes once again are very light, low. You have high frequency trading driving the market. There was no fundamental news to explain the buying that we had that started in London. Nothing but P's all the way up. And now we have a move out of the middle right here. So the market is pointing higher. We've got this reference point over here right at 88. We have the all-time contract high up at 98.50, 10 points away from that. And the last rotate up on the day, on the day before the market started to sell, was in the 91 area. So that's where resistance is. If 88 to 91, if we get through that, I mean, why not 1900? And no reason, I mean, other than technical buying. But we're at the top of a trading range, and my point that I'm trying to make here is that we've got to take out this level. Then we've got to continue the buying to stick with the trade. We talked about earlier that it closed above 76.5. That last rotate down right here would signal a retest of today's highs and or higher, and it happened in K period. So even though this morning we had a sell at 75, then again at 80, plus or minus, the 75 you didn't have a chance to sell in B period. It just blew right through it. You were able to get short in the 81 area, and the market did trade back down to 77. So there was a chance to make a little from the short side, but the trade of the day was to trade higher. I'm going to assume a close here at 86.25, so sell one's going to be failure to take out 88 to 90, or whatever today's high is. And if we get through that, then we're going to make 98.25. Sell two. If they take it out, we're wrong. So on the buy side, they've made us pay up. You just do not get into this market cheaply. We may find if we get a strong close today that the buy's in the 85 area. So 83, 85 will be buy one. And then our 79 to 81 will be buy two. A lot of it just depends on where we close. But because we have been in a trading range, and I don't see that anything has changed in the news, I'm not going to be afraid to sell failure to extend the upper range. Okay, looking at the note this morning, we had hoped to buy 17s to 21s. The low eventually was 18. You actually could have gotten in at 21 on a limit buy. Otherwise, you were forced to pay up in the 22 area, 23 area, and the market didn't go anywhere. It was under pressure today, and my guess is the selling that we see in the financials today, some of it was profit taking on the knob spread. The other is setting up next week's auction, where the dealers will build a short position this week. Rally it during auction week, build short positions the next week, rally it during auction week. That is the pattern that we face. And most of the time this year we've had 3 up auctions. They have not screwed around. Got ourselves an outside day. An outside day usually means trading range. Without news, we do have some news tomorrow. We've got jobless claims at 305. That would be good for the stock indexes, not so for the financials. We have PMI flash manufacturing at 55.9, good for the indexes, not so for the financials. Existing homes at 466. That's probably somewhat supportive for the financials because the number gets lower each month. LAI up 0.5%, not good for the financials, good for the indexes. So the news tomorrow is all supportive for the indexes. Pretty quiet trading today in the note. Not a lot of volatility. Volume was off. The option play is 125.5, 126 even. That's why we were trying to buy against 16 this morning and trying to sell against 26 when we started out. The sell came against 28. I think we had a high of 28.5, and you did have, with just before the day session open, you did have a chance with our setups to get short up here, and you had time to put that trade on. The market has rejected prices beneath 20. We just have not been able to crack 20 and stay below it. So looking at today's market, selling failure to take out 28 to the buck is a very easy trade to see. Then 3 to 7 would be the next. If you had to guess a mathematical close for tomorrow and Friday, it would be 125.24. On the buy side, 17 to 21. And then 9 to 13. I think the first trade up will be a sell in Globex. Looking at gold, we are still rejecting prices below 85. It is where we like to get long. The sell has really come in, so 95 to 1300 is where resistance is. Today resistance started at 93. So we rejected prices below 87. Perhaps we'll go for stops above the overnight sessions high. So we're looking at 2 trades for Globex session. So we got resistance here. We'll make 92.95 for Globex. We'll probably raise that tomorrow. Sell 1. And then we'll make 97 to the buck. Sell 2. On the buy side, 85 to 87, which is where we have been. And then we'll make 78 to 80 for buy 2. Pretty hard for me to see us getting down below staying below 85, 87. You know, when you read the Fed minutes and you sit back and all these people are oh so smart, and they have access to the world's finest information, you know, how do they make those kind of calls? And when you listen to the minutes, I mean, there's give and take on both sides. There's not a clear conclusion that you can come to, and they have the same problems that everybody does in predicting the future. They are credentialed. They do have degrees. And so much of the political legal world is based on testimony by credentialed individuals, and it probably goes all the way back to the Bible, where if two witnesses say it's so, it was so. So what happens in Washington, D.C., or in the court for that matter, is you assemble your team of experts, you come in and you give very plausible, logical, tied together takes on whatever the situation has to be, and because of your credentials, whoever's the most persuasive creates the most plausible case wins. And that's how decisions are made these days. So when you get in and you read the Fed minutes, you sit back and say, these guys don't know a hell of a lot more than I do. So my point is that you can go toe-to-toe with these people because you do it on a daily basis. You are making these calls. You have to see through what's actually going on. And that's kind of empowering if you think about it. Okay, we have a D formation in the 30-year. We're rejecting prices below 16. And this morning we were hoping to buy 17s to 21s, and you could have gotten in at 17 on that first break. 18, market failed to take out 25. The day session close I had at 23, so the trade's going to be selling failure at 24.28 overnight. And then basically 37 to maybe as high as 05 for sell 2. On the buy side, 13 to 17. And then 5 to 9. The knob spread did come in, so. And that's typically the case in the week before the auction. The auctions start next week. And looks like to me the dealer community is trying to establish and build the shorts so they can buy them back next week. Crude had a hell of a day, and crude really did rally. I don't have any strong fundamental reason. I don't know why. Just does, and you can't get in the way of these markets. And this is proof pudding that you can't trade these markets without first considering the risk. Great contracts trade, very, very strong buying today, and you can see that the market has spent very little time above 104.75. So the selling into 105s probably is going to be the trade that the bigger players are looking to do. Looking at the F2 screen, you can see that the buying started yesterday in Q period. It ran up. Definitely was again in London. Had a pretty square formation with a move out of the middle in E period. And then they went and they got stops above 104.25. So this 104.25 to 50 area is pretty good resistance. Don't know if we can get there. Then 104.75 to 10, and that's a trade I'd really like to take, selling against 105. On the buy side, we broke this thing out at 54. We're at 90, so we'll make 40 to 60 buy one, and then 103, 103.25 for buy two. I don't have any fundamental reason for the market being as strong as it is. Haven't been able to find any. Really don't need it. Just the market is trading higher, and you look to join it. That's the beauty in gold and crude oil. You don't really worry too much about what's driving the market and where you should get long and where you shouldn't. Okay, we'll take a big look, another F1 screen take on the 6E. There's nothing going on, and when there's nothing going on, it really does behoove you to go back and take a look at the longer term time frame. And we had pretty good range today. We had some comments late today. We had the FOMC minutes that we got the little whipsaw right here. You can see an I period. I know that came before that. So we had great range today. We were able to get below the activity on the 14th. So I still think we have ourselves a pretty good seller because the European Central Bank wants the euro lower. So we have this spill from basically 137 even. We had the last rotate up at 85. So we want to sell 85s to 95s. Then 15 to 25. On the buy side, the last rotate down stopped at 50 to 60 buy one. And then 15. If we get down there, we'll make it 25 to 35 for buy two. And that's all I have, folks. May the 21st has almost come to a close for me. Got several videos to make and some emails and phone calls to get out of the way. But y'all have yourself a great evening, and I'll see you at 6:45 Central. Mañana. I'm out of here.